And we're back with another GeoGuessr speedrun video. This is like my fourth time trying to record this because my microphone was muted and then I had the video playing with audio and then I just like totally went on a tangent instead of commentating the run. So yeah, try number four. This time I'm in Texas, and in this video I complete the Texas map with a perfect score in a time of 6 minutes and 42 seconds. The main challenge of this map is that you have to be within 25 meters to get a perfect score. So the main tech is like identifying buildings on the map you can use to place the marker, like houses and restaurants and things, or if you're by an intersection, that's nice as well. Um, yeah, in just a few seconds, we'll get started. There we go. So turning around, I see that the road bends, and it looks to go farther away from a main road, so I go northeast, and I pull up on a church here. It says, when I zoom in, Lawson Road, and I figure, okay, that's useful, but it's probably not like the name of the town or anything, so I keep on going, and then once I kind of get past that bend, I recognize this round. I've had it before, but I had it 6 months ago. I remember struggling with it, like not knowing where to place it, even though it seemed kind of obvious. So after a few attempts, I can zoom in on the street signs and it says East Lawson and I-20. And it also says that we're in Mesquite. I love it when there's a city logo on the street signs. So Mesquite is east of Dallas. And so I zoom in on Mesquite and I look for the I-20, and then I see the I-20 and I see Lawson. And so there's Lawson Road, and I put the marker down, and I can go back to the start and figure out where I am. So again, as you go southwest, you pretty quickly come across a bend in the road, and it's like a full 90. So I go to the map, and I don't see the bend, and I'm realizing, okay, that this is not checking out. I need to find a different spot. And so I scan south. That's the wrong highway. I realize, okay, I'm on this highway. I just need to find the right spot. And so I zoom in, and it says East Lawson Road. So I realize that's where I am. I go back to the start just to confirm which house I'm by. I'm a couple of houses away from the bend. So I put the marker, get the first 5,000. Round number two, a round I've had before multiple times. For some reason, it pops up a lot. This is in Paris, Texas. Paris is in northeast Texas. So I pretty quickly know where to go. I don't remember where within the city it is, though, so I do have to figure that part out. The idea here is that I'm going to zoom in on the loop and look for the Whataburger and the Popeyes that I know are going to be there. And I don't find them initially, but I remember I need to use the compass. I'm going north on this road, intersecting with a loop. So I zoom in there in the middle, and I see Popeyes and Whataburger and Sonic. And now I'm going to base where I am off the Sonic, and I recognize that I'm one building north. So I move the marker and get 5,000 number two. Turning around here in round number three, I'm really close to a main road, and it says Shady Pine and Lufkin. So I actually don't think that I'm in Lufkin initially, because a lot of times you'll see the street name and it doesn't line up. Like the street name isn't going to be an actual street in its own city. Those highways, I will say quickly, interrupt myself, that they're the US 59, 69, and then the Loop 287. I thought I was in Texarkana initially. I checked there just to confirm that I wasn't. The loop number's not right. I think that the 287's in Lufkin, and it is. And so I go to Lufkin, and it all checks out. I check the northeast there because that's where the 59 and 69 you could kind of see on the map are in the same spot. But it's not there. I'm thinking I need more information. For some reason, I'm not really retaining that I was on Lufkin Street, or Avenue, I think it was. And so I go to the loop, and it's running pretty much due north-south. So I figure I need to be either in like the west or the east. There's a bunch of restaurants, food places on the west, so I think, okay, that's not right. But then I go to the east, and I zoom in, and I kind of get lucky because I stumble upon Shady Pine right there. So I can go back to the start. I like not to go to the main road because I see that there's a stop sign at this little offshoot road, and that offshoot is called Sandy. So I zoom in, I look for Sandy. I don't see it initially. I scroll down. I'm about to zoom out, but then I see Lufkin, and then I zoom in. I see Sandy. The shapes are all right, and so I go back to the start just to make sure that I'm in the right spot, relative to the main road, relative to that building, whatever it is. The county illegal dumping officer. Interesting. I take way too long to put the marker in the right spot, but I get it there. I get there eventually. Round number four, another round that I've had once before I recognize it. I realize, okay, I just need to go to the main road and figure out where I am. And I zoom in and it says North New Braunfels, and I already know that the other street says Cloverleaf. I don't even have to really like read it to understand. That's in San Antonio. Technically, it's in Alamo Heights, which is like a rich enclave city in San Antonio. I go to New Braunfels. I live here now. I know where New Braunfels is, the avenue. I trace it up to Alamo Heights. I find Cloverleaf. I go back to the start, and I count the houses away from New Braunfels. And it's a good thing I did because I needed to move the marker a little bit to the west. I actually moved it one house too far. I get lucky that I didn't lose points for it. So we're on round number 5. It's a downtown, which is exciting initially because usually you can pretty quickly find out where you are. There'll be a sign somewhere that says the place name. But I spent a long time looking for the place name without much success. I turned right here because it looks like that's going to be closer. That building here doesn't have anything. This one does, but it doesn't say the city name. And then I see street signs. It says we're on East Shepherd and South Second. So now that I know that I'm in the southeast, sort of the downtown, I go northwest because I want to go towards the middle, because I figure there's a greater concentration of yeah, information in the middle of the downtown. So I turn right again because again it looks more dense. I see a sign here for a shop, but no city name. And then as I turn around, I see a sign on this street lamp, and I figure, okay, that might have the place name. But it kind of scoots me away, and I can't really read it. So I turn back around. It turns out that that lamp did have the place name, but then I see a billboard. I think it says Lufkin, and I go one farther, and it says Lufkin. So I'm ready to go downtown Lufkin, and I know we're nearby Shepherd and Second. So it takes a little bit of time to find the numbered streets. They don't pop out initially, but you can kind of see first in the corner there, and then okay, there's Second, so on and so forth, and then I find Shepherd, and I'm ready to go back to the start. Um, I go turn around and go towards the nearest intersection just so I can place the cursor, and it says Third and Charlton. Well, technically it says Herd, but I assume it's supposed to say Third and Charlton. So I look for Third, I find it, and then I look for Charlton, and I have a little bit of trouble, but that's because it actually kind of bends, and then when it bends, it changes names. So there's Third and Charlton. I move the marker. I go back to the start. I'm actually right there already, and then I'm ready to make the guess. There we go. And at this point, I'm thinking I took too long, but scroll down, beat my time by like a minute and a half. So there you go, 6:42. Um, Definitely benefited from having a couple of rounds that I had already. I guess 3 to be exact, and then there were 2 rounds in Lufkin in the same city that I suppose I took the longest on. Um, yeah, took the longest on them. Um, but yeah, I guess I kind of lucked out in this game in that there were no really rural rounds. Everything was pretty suburban or urban. Um, this time of 6:42 does put me in the top 3 on the GeoGuessr website. The fastest time is like 50 seconds, which I would assume was hacked, but I mean, you never know. But then the next time was like 3:40 something, which is like plausible, you know? So maybe I can go for that time. I think sub 5 minutes is a reasonable goal. In the meantime, I will be doing runs of San Antonio. Now that I live here, I'll be doing Diverse World. I'll just be noodling around and seeing what's fun. So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, thanks for watching.